Let me guess, you're tired of politics. But the sad truth is that politics is not tired of you yet. I'm Caleb Smith, and welcome to the Tradesman Talk Show. As you can tell, if you've been here for a while, there's things that are different here. And that's for a reason, that's for a purpose. I'm the same guy coming home from a long day of work and doing this late into the evening because I want to spend time with my family. But I want something different. I'm taking it a lot more seriously this time. This video is my official reset button at 100th episode. I want to reset what this channel is and what it's for and what we're actually trying to do here. And the good that I'm going to try to do for the little guy instead of just yelling at everyone in the void like there are so many channels doing. I started this whole thing because Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and it stirred something in me. But the problem is just having a channel that reacts to the news, which I plan on still doing to some degree, is not enough. As I focused on my faith and my family and my culture, my life, it wasn't enough. The channel, I mean. And I'll be real with you. Just yelling again into a microphone isn't enough. It really, really, really is not enough. And it can be entertaining to some degree, but it's not enough. But something that can be more is when you take it from that realm of where it's like a sports show, where all you're doing is just pitting one side against another, and take it into reality where it can do something for everyday people. And so I made the decision. I'm changing it to my full name. I'm putting it out there as to who I am, Caleb Smith, and the Tradesman's Talk Show, because that's who I am and what it's for. I was thinking of writing down what exactly I do, and I'm an electrician. I deal with inspectors, I deal with codes, I deal with trying to get right now my Title 24 compliance stuff for California because of the crazy rules and restrictions that they have. And I know what it's like to have to live paycheck to paycheck. And I know that it can be so frustrating when especially conservatives online will tell you that it's okay because the economy is getting better. Or the lefties will tell you, it's okay because we'll just give you everything free. And that's not what this is about. This show is for the guy and the girl, or guy and gal, however you want to put it, who look at the news media and watch the news and are fed up and just want to focus on their family. They're done with the shows that they see. And again, I would like to cover the news because I do think that's important. But that's not everything. And sometimes you, and maybe this is you, where you've gotten so tired of it that you're focused just on your family to get by another day. And that's what this is for. You're exactly who I'm trying to talk to. The tradesmen that are out there. Now, there's a lot of problems out there. There's major problems. And the people who love power are in power because people like us that are good people aren't doing what we can do. But the problem is we don't really know what to do sometimes. And we get hammered on a lot of things, and just a few of them are the rising costs. Yet what's funny is, as the rising costs hit us, it doesn't seem like it really affects our offices all that much. And I'm not a populist to 100 degree. I think there's balance in everything. And that's where I'm trying to get. Rules and regulations are constantly made by people that really doesn't affect them. I'm going to throw you an example. In the city of Oceanside, I had to stop by because we were getting some stuff for children's and a children's ministry. There's a 10-cent tax on paper bags now, instituted by the city. I have a feeling the people that instituted that, it's not going to affect them. But every family now has to pay 10 cents more just to cover some stupid nonsense program that these people have created. Our schools are terrible. The crime is through the roof. Housing has gotten so bad that more and more people are forced to rent indefinitely for the rest of their lives. Will probably have to rent. I'm meeting people in the trades on the job sites with me who are financially stable and great in so many ways, and yet still are in their 40s or late 40s and are unable to own a house. If you feel like your gas bill is up, your mortgage is too much, if you can even afford to get a mortgage, and that's the sad part. I can get into that into another video. How about your grocery bills? They've been going up. Not equivalent to your income, I guarantee you. And your kids' classes. A lot of parents are making sacrifices right now. because they don't want their family, their children, in the garbage that the government puts out. But then that just puts another burden on you to fill that void financially. And that's why if you're single and you're just trying to get started in life, trying to find a good job, if you're married and you have children and you just can't keep up, I get it. And I get why a lot of you have just given up on politics because it seems like no one's willing to help. And it seems like nothing that you do matters. You vote constantly for people and nothing really seems to change. And I think I understand why. You complain, nobody listens. You're busy, you're exhausted, and you don't just want politics, because to be involved in politics, it's almost like it has to become a full-time job to do that. That's the gap that I'm trying to step in with this show. We're going to try to do something different. Now, I can't fix everything. I'm not a senator. I'm not a politician. I'm not a congressman. I'm not a local congressman. I'm a guy in the trades with a microphone and a camera and a conviction that we can do better and we can do more if we tie together, we bind together, and don't just accept how things sit right now. Now, here's the new mission. Number one, I want you to feel that we need to understand each other. I'm a tradesman. I'm an electrician. My things that I run into are probably not going to be the same as the person that works down at the JCPenney's. But I want to hear from you, and I want you to hear from me and think this. Finally, there's going to be someone in your world who wants to listen to you, hear your problems, and isn't talking down to you. Now, I'm going to get to the listening part in a second. We're going to talk about politics here in plain language, in language that you can understand. I didn't go to Yale. I didn't go to Harvard. And you can understand that my language and perspective is from the job site, not from, let's just say, lobbyist lounges. Number two, I want to put hope back in your home. Not fake optimism, and I've talked about that, how the communists are out there trying to give you fake optimism, or the unrealistic expectations of the capitalists who are telling you, it's actually fine, don't worry, everything's great, the economies are great, and that's the kind of thing we're getting. But real hope comes from understanding what's actually going on and seeing examples of how normal people can build that life for themselves, and how it can change and make differences in our local area, our school boards, our counties, our city, to make major changes and effects in our life. Number three, I want to show you, and this is the biggest challenge on me, I want to show you simple ways for you to get involved in politics locally. I'm talking about things that you can do on the margins of your life, because I know when it comes to life and balance between family and so on, I have a 7-year-old. It is very, very, very hard. I'm doing this at 9:30 at night because I put him to bed and I wanted to make sure I was there for him to be in bed. And I understand that you can have the same thing in your life. But if we work together, we can learn how to affect our local reps, who they are, how to make even one phone call, which can make such a difference, because no one's making the calls right now, except for people that don't think like you and don't want to help the way you want to. But if we get together and we support good candidates and initiatives in our local community, we can make major changes and cut out all the little nonsense that affects us day to day. Now, on this channel, you're going to see some breakdowns of our local issues through my eyes, which is the eyes of someone who is physically out there. I still go out and I bend pipe for a living, which is why I like our new channel logo. I still bend pipe. I sweep up after my guys if I have to. I go out and deliver things to my people in the field. I'm an electrician, so I do a lot of that kind of thing. Deal with all of the nonsense day in and day out. Now, I want to share stories of wins. When we can do big things in small ways in our local community, I want to share that. Why? Because if I can share small wins that we get in our local community as I learn how to do it, and as I get your help to help me do it, then we can start making those changes in yours. And also, I want to do a practical of what we can do each week to change our lives not just get excited and rage and despair. And honestly, that's a lot of what politic media is. Rage baiting you into anger instead of action that's useful. Now, my faith does tell me that we have to be light and salt. And so there are things that may cut in the process. And my work in the trades taught me that if you don't like how someone builds something, then you got to do it yourself. And there's been an expression I learned from one of my foremans. And he says, send me in, coach, when he would see I was flustered. And we want to be there for each other when that happens in our local communities, to be able to say, send me in. Let me make a difference. I want to show you how to do that. Now, that's what the show is going to be about. It's rebuilding our faith and how our voice matters, and starting right where we live so that we can affect it through our faith, through our hope, through our hard work that we put in every day. It's not a 9 to 5. We all know 9 to 5 isn't us. We're the ones that are waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Not waking up, sorry, getting to work at 5 o'clock in the morning and working till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And then still trying to make time for our families. Now, I want to tell you some things. I have a goal. I have a 1,000 subscriber goal, and I put in the bottom right, left for you, my subscriber count, 133 subscribers. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to try to meet with Carl DeMaio. He's our local guy, influencer here in California, who has worked locally in politics and does so much to get the local base going. And I want to meet with him because, unfortunately, you sometimes have to have a number behind your name to get these meetings. But then if we can figure out from him how to be more effective in our local communities, then we can spread the word out there, and you can too. But we have to make that goal. So 1,000 subscribers is a lot, but that's our goal for this channel. Because if we can hit that, then we can hit anything. Now, 1,000 people engaged in one goal, in one mind, can make a huge difference. And if we can start with my channel by getting to 1,000 subscribers, then that means that you can get 1,000 people in your area to help you with what you need in your city. And that gets people to pay attention to us. It gets people to share information with us, to take small actions in the right directions. And that gives us real leverage if we're willing to work together. If we are. And it's a concrete milestone. It's something that we can hit. And so when this channel reaches 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to reach out to Carl DeMaio and his Reform California movement and talk about how we have a community of tradesmen and the working class people in our area. And I'm not using that in the communist sense of it, but the people that are actually out there in their hands working. And we want to fix our state. We want to fix our city. We want to fix our counties. And we need help on how to plug into our local politics. Now, why Carl DeMaio? If you don't know, because if you're not from this area, Carl DeMaio has been plugged into local politics for a very long time and has done a lot. He was one of the ones that bring out the gas tax, and there's so much more that he's been doing. And he's been trying very hard, gave up a very pretty lucrative career in media to take on politics. Now, my last thing for you is this. If any of this is something that you want to be part of, and you're tired, I know you're tired because I'm tired. I know you're frustrated because I'm frustrated. And if you've thought about leaving the area that you're in because of the frustrating politics that you're in, maybe it's California like I live in, or giving up on politics altogether and just saying, fine, I won't vote anymore. I'll let them control things. If you feel that way, do something now to test this, to have a little faith and see if we can do it. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment. Tell me which trade or which job you're in, what local issues you're having, what small things that irritate you, and see what we can come up together with. And share this video with even just one friend, and especially the friends that are checked out, that want nothing to do with politics or anything else because they feel like there's no hope. Let's together give them the hope that we can rebuild from where it should be, from us, from the common person. And this isn't about building a fan club for me, because honestly, I don't see you guys. mean the same to me unless we're doing something good. It's about building something with real life, down to earth, hardworking Americans who are ready to encourage each other, ready to work through that tiredness sometimes and take small steps that really will add up over time. My name is Caleb Smith. This is the Tradesman Talk Show. I do appreciate the time that you've given me to listen to this. And I hope you take this message, and I hope that you can understand what the goal is and that we can work together. Now get some rest, because if you're like me, you need it. Thank you so much for watching.